Sean Israel. We're talking about life hacks. And today we're going to talk about the stories that we tell ourselves. And that these stories, whether the story excuses me, right, from becoming the person that I know I am, right, that's what we call excuses, or is your stories, those inner dialogues of events that has happened in your past, are those stories that continue to replay in your mind? Are they actually helping you move forward? Are you continuing to allow this narrative to plague your mind, to allow you to stay comfortable and living exactly where you've been for the last 6 months, year, 2 years, maybe even a decade, right? Because it is important that we understand that we're all the writers and co-authors of our lives, right? So once we understand this, pardon me, because there's so much construction out here, as we understand that we are narrating our story and that we can actually stop these negative narrations to our stories, because these stories actually help empower us. They help us to stay, sorry, I got the little puppies around here. They help us to become or to stay exactly where we're at, right? For a lot of us, for a lot of times, especially when we're unknowing or unconscious, right? We've been allowing maybe the government to create our stories of who we are. We've been allowing maybe our parents or religion or history or any of these things outside ourselves that have been dictating how we perceive ourselves based on these stories that's in our minds, right? So if you've seen The Matrix does a great illustration of this. Whenever they go into the architect's layer and you see all these screens, there's all these TV screens with different images or video of movie streams playing at the same time. And picture that, right? Picture that is your subconscious mind. And you have all of these memories, right? Anytime that you face something in life that is highly charged or emotionally charged, your mind takes a mental snapshot of that. And that is what we call a memory, right? Because you're supposed, when you take that snapshot of that mental snapshot of something that's happened in your life, your brain uses that information to help speed up the process just in case you encounter something similar in the future, and how to respond quickly. And that's to help us evolve and grow, or to help us self-preservate, right? So you have to understand that based upon how I'm perceiving that moment of that snapshot or memory, that is the story that I'm telling about that situation. That is the reason why two people can get in a car accident, but one of those people may go away thinking, I'm never driving again. The other person may go away thinking, wow, like I'm so happy to live, I'm going to change my life, based on their perception of that memory. Okay? So moving forward, so it is important that you understand, that you recognize, that you think about what you're thinking, understand what your memories or your perception of a situation is, and you may have to go back and rewrite it, right? That is the empowering thing about human beings, that at any moment, at any time, we can go back and rewrite that story to recreate where we're not just a villain, but now we're going to be the hero of our story, right? We're not just a passerby or waiting for someone to save us in our story anymore. We're now being empowered by Source, saying, hey, I've given you everything you need. The same power, I'm going to continue to say it, the same power, the same Source that creates worlds and galaxies not only lives outside of you, but lives in you, through you, and shows up as you. And until you recognize that, until you become that which you know you are inside, then you're going to continue to just be a character in your story, waiting for a hero to show up. And if they don't, you're just going to be a non-player character that is just, everything is happening to you, and we call that victim mentality. But today I want to challenge you to think about the stories that are in your subconscious mind, or just playing that inner dialogue, and I want you to consciously, intentionally rewrite those stories, rewrite those mental images, and go back into your past. Maybe you need to revisit some story that happened, some memory that's happened in the past, and look at it at a different angle. How can you learn from that situation? How can you benefit from that situation? All right. This is Sean Israel, Life Hacks. Keep it going, keep pushing. move through any life problem or challenge you got, and I'm here for you. Always subscribe, hit that bell button so that you get all my notifications whenever there's a new video. I love you, fam.